Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We're in the 100 days of intention. Every morning we bring something new. We started 100 days before the election, and we're working through the 7 weeks of consolation by Isaiah and entered Elul, bringing down the deeper teachings that belong to Elul, the month of Elul. We're in the portion this week of Ki Tavo. All these are significant. Ki Tavo, where we go to bring to the priestliness something of our first fruit, something the first of what we've grown. Last week we left. We keep Tate Said. We left our expectations. We were free to come this week. Last week we left singular. It's always singular. It feels singular when you make that break with expectations. You think you're, if not the only one, certainly the first one to have to push on that way. In your courageousness, you have to go this alone. You think. It's a fakery, creative fakery, we call it. This leaving that we all have to strike in order to make freedom. This week we join with a great mess of similar pilgrims. That's the plural, by the way, of pilgrim is mess. They all had to, Ki Tate say, they all had to leave their expectations or complacency behind. They all had to get up off that thing and get on with it. You did. You got up off that thing and you got on with it. And then you came somewhere. And this week, you came somewhere and you entered the flow, we call it. And you ki tavod. You came into something. You came somewhere. You came into something. And when you are telling your story to the priestliness, in the space of a paragraph, you became plural. You came into a place you could not have predicted, you did not expect, you could not have imagined, because you were bold. And you ki Tate Said, you went. And once you did, you became a part of the great freedom walk of human beings. You all ki tavod and came into something. You came into something. We've been joined by my sacred partner.
As you were reflecting on the portions, I was thinking about how
Microphone.
every year it's different. Every year we have this opportunity to revisit, and every year kind of take notice
Sure.
of how it's different. How it's different this year
Okay.
than it was last year.
Yeah.
It's really important, I think, to take notice of how things are different. I'll get it. Dogs are barking. How to take notice of things as they change from year to year. We often say it's a circular experience of these holy days, but really it's a spiral. It's a spiral that goes higher and deeper each year if we work it, if we let it. So, hello, Avi. Here's Jim coming back. I wanted to say one thing about the trait that we're in. We're also reading Moshe Chaim Lusato and the Mesilat Yesharim, this path of the just, and he takes us through these levels of work, of awareness that take us on this path to being the best people we can be. I mean, what more is there than just trying to be the best person you can be? And it's one thing to say it, but here he gives us these steps. So the first one was watchfulness, the second one was zeal,
Eager, catch fire with
eagerness,
hungry,
without being overly zealous, right, like Pinchas. But and this week we're in cleanliness. And one of the things that as I was reading through his teaching that caught my attention was he quotes David saying, "I will wash my hands of innocence." So cleanliness doesn't mean innocence, right? Cleanliness doesn't mean that you're free of sin or of bad thoughts or even mistakes. It means that you are aware, that you're not, that you're able to aspire, your word, right? Aspire. And that you're willing to aspire in everything you do. I remember we used to teach the Midot, and my favorite one to give as a homework assignment was giving the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, for the next week, how can you give the benefit of the doubt, whether you're shopping or driving or, with another person? How do you give the benefit of the doubt? And what happens is you practice that so that in a moment when you are caught off guard, your response is a holy response, because those things don't come naturally to us. Cleanliness, I think here, what he's trying to suggest is in those moments of challenge, in those moments of, in your face, you need to respond, or you're going to respond, to have the holiest response, the cleanest response that you can have.
In our aspiration,
Mm,
our ascent
mm.
does not depend on anybody else's descent.
Oh, God, that's so true. I used
Our
to hear,
ascent is
Yeah.
clean.
it's clean. You used to say, I remember hearing you say this. You used to say, don't let anyone else's schmutz pollute your space.
Yeah, your space is too valuable and your time is too valuable.
That's right. Feel that.
So here's Isaiah from this week.
Okay.
Your light has arrived. You shall shine even in darkness. And God's way will be seen by your light. Lift your eyes all around you. They are all assembled to accompany you. Radiant, fearless, and expansive shall be your heart. Your light will never diminish. All your people righteous. You are all a branch of the planting, God's handiwork, all of you. Let's close with this.
With what? Oh, how God created the world?
How God created the world.
Okay.
Like an architect checking the drawings. I built it with substance and form. Like a poet, I pored over scrolls until words scampered off the page. Like a designer, I took the supernal forms and built them into my creation. Like a composer, I made a chorus for singing, also something hidden from slogans. I don't know how I created the world. It didn't measure up. There was a pillow of comfort to fall back into and determination to fix it.
Amen. Amen. So Shabbat Shalom,
Shabbat
everyone.
shalom.
This is
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Shabbat Shalom.
shalom.
Quickening toward Rosh Hashanah. You can see the moon now diminishing in the sky, and we will be back on. Oh no, actually,
We'll be here Sunday.
well, a little late probably because
right,
we're
yeah.
traveling Sunday morning. So we'll figure out a time.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure out a time to continue the countdown to the election. Shabbat Shalom.
Excellent job, babies. We appreciate you. We appreciate you.